Hello and welcome my friends to this week's shenanigans in Astra Knights of Veda. After a fruitful anniversary month full of freebies and 2 free white helms, we are now back to the status quo of gachaing and hoping for the best of all the new knights. This round we have a fire damage dealer, Dorothea. How do we pronounce the name? The spelling is Dorothea, but it feels like it is supposed to be pronounced as Dorothy. But I shall follow the proper way it is pronounced by the Germans, Dorothea. Using a gun disguised as a large bow since the game does not have a gun weapon, she is a very formidable damager, especially when she has lots of stuff in her arsenal to make her similar to have burst strength like Astra, but with extra condiments on top of her. And true to the old design, no more cleavage bearing ladies, and seeing her holding a bow with arrows in the info screen just looks out of place when she enters the battlefield, like she is some kind of wizard that can change her equipment to suit her needs. So let's get on with all her nonsense, shall we? Same as all ranged knights, she hits fast and hard for her basic attack, allowing her to quickly charge her Veda energy. The strong attack does a good amount of damage, with the same that the longer she charges, the more damage she does. Her dash attack is unique in that she will slide to the back of the enemy and surprise them with a blast right in their face. So to get her pew pew and doing as much damage as possible, it will be good to have her equipped with a decent amount of attack speed. Her normal skill, Bombardment Support, is her bread and butter, in which it does AoE fire damage and adds a mark on the enemies that get hit with it. Once the enemies are marked, you will deal additional 30% damage on them, and it gets to a max stack of 14 stacks. These stacks results in overheat, which will have an additional 120% burst damage down, just like Astra's C-Shard stacking. Since you will want to have her carpet bombing the battlefield frequently, get her with lots of cooldown reduction, as the skill cooldown is at a very long 20 seconds. With her stacked with high attack speed and cooldown reduction, you will have her calling mortar strikes all over the place, boosting her offensive capabilities. The ultimate skill, Scorching Blast, dropping a nuke with an AoE dot, just like Astra's ulti but with her staying away from danger. This skill adds an enhanced mark, which lets Dorothea do even more damage. The interesting part about her ulti is, it has a shorter cooldown of 14 seconds, which is actually telling you that this ulti is to be spammed more than her normal skill. The cooldown reduction is going to help you very well here. And on top of this, you will need to have some Veda regeneration and Veda reduction to allow spamming the ulti more. This makes her similar to Biki, where you will want to spam her ulti, deal AoE dot and deal extra damage with the enhanced mark on the enemy. This is excellent in Abyss of the Nightmare and Battlefield of the War Gods, since you will want to keep throwing more and more damage on the mini boss and boss. But just like the usual damage knights, she has very low survivability, so putting her on auto is risky. A small mistake means she is dead meat. So all in all, she is like a fire Astra, but much better as she does not go into the enemy when triggering her skills. And her relatively short cooldown for her ulti makes her a menace on the battlefield. You will want to have her with high attack speed, high cooldown reduction and a decent amount of Veda regen. These stats will allow her to spam her ulti and skill often to keep on stacking those damage. And just be careful when using her in auto, she is going to die very easily like white hell. Thank you all for watching. Like, share and subscribe while we will see what nonsense we can do with her. She has filled up my fire damage spot, as I have yet to do anything with Edward as he has been sitting in my backlog for the longest time. So far she is very strong in dealing damage, so let's see how well she can survive in Nightmare of the Abyss from a free to play peasant like me. Till next time, happy killing and game on!